Hey you guys, this is part 2 of adding mixed numbers or fractions, and we are using it still representing models. So if you have fraction models, I highly recommend you use them because it will be a lot more helpful and you'll be able to see the perfect measured out pieces. But I'm drawing them. They're not going to be perfect, but it's still going to help you get started. So remember what we're doing is we are taking our mixed fractions, which is a whole number added to a fraction, because a fraction is not a whole number, it's less. And I like to represent them as pizzas. And we're going to go ahead and in this one it wants us to add them together. Now in part 1 the denominators were the same. Do you notice that in part 2 of this video the denominators are not the same? We need to get these fractions to be the same. How do I get my 3 and my 2 to be the same? So if you remember when we were adding unlike fractions, we had to find the least common multiple and change it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So ignore the whole numbers out in front. We need to go ahead and fix these fraction parts because I can't add unlike fractions. Even with the models, I'm going to show you why it's important to do this. Okay, so my 3 and my 2, I'm going to start multiplying up. 3, 6, 9, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so the least common multiple is 6. That means I want my denominators to be a 6 before I even start drawing my models. So how do I change 2/3 and my 1/2 into a 6 on the bottom? I'm going to go ahead and change these. I'm not adding yet, I'm just changing them so that when I draw my models, they're all represented in the same denominator. So I can change a 3 into a 6 by multiplying it by 2, and I can change a 2 into a 6 by multiplying that by 3. And whatever you do to the bottom, remember you have to do it to the top. So my new fraction is 4/6, and this new fraction is 3/6. Okay, why did we do that? Well, so we changed these so we can easily draw our models, because remember we're still working with models. So I need to erase this. So now I have my new fraction, keep the whole number, but my 2/3 is the same thing as 4/6. Keep the whole number here, which was a 1, and my 1/2 is now represented as 3/6. Now that I have the same denominators, it's going to be easy for me to combine the models. Remember, we're using models, we're drawing. So I'm going to draw this one here. I have 2 whole pizzas. I like to represent it as pizzas. It helps my mind picture what I'm doing. And then I have 4 out of 6. So I need to create 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 4 of them shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, because the fraction was 4 out of 6. I'm going to combine this to 1 and 3/6. So I have a whole and then 3 out of 6. So draw another pizza in 6 pieces. And I have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so do you see why I was able to do that? Because I had to get the denominators to be the same. So we're bringing back a previous lesson. You have to get the denominators to be the same before you start drawing your models, because now I can combine them, okay? So combine the whole ones first. I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 whole pizzas. So 1, 2, 3. So I added those together, but now I need to add these together. So I'm going to take one piece at a time and start bringing it over and see what I get. So I'm going to draw this a little bit neater, but I have 3 here left over, right? And over here, I had 4 shaded. So I had 3 shaded here, and I have 4 shaded here. So I need to bring it over. So I'm going to take one piece and shade it here. I'm going to do one at a time. I need to shade this piece and bring it over here. Because remember, I want to combine them. I'm going to take this piece and bring it here. Now look what happens. I have a hole. So add another hole. Add another hole. But I still have this piece right here. This piece is still represented out of this pizza. I still have a 6th piece left. So I have a 6th left. So if I'm drawing that, I have out of 6, I still have 1 piece. So my answer is 4 and 1/6, because I had the 4 holes that I made, and then I still had 1 out of 6 left over. So that was an example of how to add mixed numbers when the denominators are not the same. So what you do is you find the least common multiple of the denominators, change those fractions, and keep the same whole numbers. Then draw your models, okay? Don't draw the models off of the different denominators. You want them to be the same so that when you draw, you're able to start combining. I was able to take these pieces and put them into this one and combine them, but I only was able to do that because they were both represented as 6 as the denominators, or there were 6 pieces. If they're different, I can't do that. So that's why we needed to find the common denominator and get the denominators to be the same. All right, you guys, I hope that helps you with whatever you're looking or working on. Please be sure that you take your time and let me know if you need any help.